We're in Sioux Falls here at the Ice Institute looking at some of the cool things, and I'm at the Aqua Vu booth, and we talked about the different underwater cameras, and I've got Ben here, the man himself. He's going to walk us through and show us, or talk to us about the different functionality in these, because these have really come along since the last time we talked about 2 years ago.
Insane. Yes, they have. Yeah, this right here is our top of the line. It's our HD 10i Pro. Now this is going to have a 1300 nit brightness of screen. So in the past, the screens on here were about 400 to 500. So a lot of times if you ever wanted to use them when it was bright outside, you'd have to have a towel over your head to use it. These right here, super bright. You don't need a towel. You can just watch it. And this also has a thing called it uses our zoom feature right here. We actually have 9 quadrants on the camera, on the monitor here.
I was going to say, how did I all of a sudden become...
Yeah, so if all of a sudden we want to see this fish in this corner here, we blow up that section. Or we want to see this right down there, we can see these, the legs of this person right here. But you can kind of go around and just get different spots, which is kind of cool. It just blows up what you want.
Nice.
So that's a neat feature. The biggest thing with these cameras right here is that they do use what's called our XD housing. And this is the new housing we've came out with. And the neat part about this right here, if anybody's familiar with GoPros, you can also add different attachments to it. And with this one right here, you have like a fin attachment that comes with the camera right here. So you can go, down viewing, you can go side viewing, you can go up viewing. And the up viewing is pretty cool, because then all of a sudden you just grab a little bit of the information from the light from the ice, and that's all you need. The other thing is that if you're doing with this guy right here, you can add different attachments to it, like a trolling fin for open water use. So if you're going, you can troll up to 2, 3, 4 miles an hour. You can also add a piece right on here, which you can put your fishing line onto, which calls our live strike. So while you're trolling, you can actually see the fish behind you. And then when the fish bite it right there, this releases it, and you just keep going. We have different lighting attachments and pole attachments you can add onto it, and we're coming out with new things all the time. As you go down in the models of the camera right here, so they're top of the line, has a touch screen, has your temperature, has your direction, has your zoom, and your depth. This model right here is going to be a smaller screen. And what you're going to find with this is that it still uses the HD, so it's a beautiful screen, has an HDMI out, so if you want to plug it into your ice house, you have a TV in your ice house, it's great. I mean, just a beautiful picture that you're used to at home viewing. And these range in price from like $5.99. And then they have things in between, and it's with features and without features. The non-pro version of the HD 10i is going to have the same screen quality, the same camera quality. It's just not going to have your depth, temperature, and direction on it, and it's not going to have your zoom on it. It does use a zoom where it just zooms the whole picture up, but you can't do quadrant zoom. And it has 75 feet of cable versus 125 feet of cable.
So Ben, how long will the batteries last on the different units that you've got here?
On the 10i's, they're going to last about 2.5 hours of runtime on the battery. But what most people use is it does come with an auxiliary power supply cord right there. So if you want to plug in an auxiliary battery, or you want to plug it into your cigarette lighter in your ice house, on your four-wheeler, you can do that there. Or you can even go to a lithium-ion battery for like $100, and you get up to 5 hours of runtime on it.
How about the 7i? What kind of a runtime will we have on that?
The standard 7i, you're going to get about 8 hours of runtime. The screen's not as bright, but if you're using it in your ice house, it doesn't matter. But you're going to get all the same features, the same great HD camera, the video out. Now, one of the things that all of our big cameras here do is, along with it, you can add different attachments to your camera, is that these units right here, you'll see that they're acceptable for RAM mount. So if you wanted to mount this directly hardwired into your boat, you can do that. You can get a hard wiring kit, and you can take this totally off and mount it right into your boat, so you always have it on.
Nice.
There's also another cool feature on these right here. On the base of these, that you can add different attachments here. So and with this right here, we have what's called our Carousel, and you just put your camera on here, and you can actually pull the camera. And I don't have one here, I'm sorry, but they're just coming out. But you can actually pull the camera around. You can take the cable off, put the cable back on very easily.
Very nice. One more thing before we wrap. You were showing a light kit that you have. Let's look at that quickly.
So with all of our big cameras, what we found is, I mean, the lights, they work okay, but it's like driving in a snowstorm with your high beams on. And, you know, it's okay. It's always been that way for 20 years. But what we discovered is that if you take the light about a foot away from the lens of the camera, you can actually see. And you know, it's like taking the high beams off and putting, you know, your low beams on, you can actually drive. So it works out great. And you can add that to any of our big cameras. It only took us 20 years to figure that one out, but it's...
What a great idea, though, because, yeah, looking at some of the pictures that you've got here and some of the video, there's some incredible images you're able to capture with that.
Absolutely.
Ben, if people want to find out more information about any of the Aqua Vu underwater cameras and such, where can they go?
They can just go to aquavu.com. We've got plenty of videos showing different uses of them, different pros using them, all the different features. Just check us out there, or you can virtually go to any retailer, Dakota Angler, Cabela's, Bass Pro, Shields, Fleet Farm, Runnings, you know.
Yeah, they're all over. We'll put that link in the description below so you guys can pop out to the website and check out the new Aqua Vus.